Welcome, welcome. This song is by Kevin Downswell. You Make Me Strong. And this is the 2nd of March, 2021. And I'm here just to encourage others who are going through grief to let them know it's a process, but God will bring them through. So that's my encouragement to them today. So I'm about to go live on Facebook. So here we go. Make me stronger. So we're going to go live now. Lord, I take your hand. You fix my focus. Though I know who I am. Sing that song. Run from battle. You make me strong. God strong and mighty. You make me stronger. Anybody could have been dead. Oh, but you say you make me stronger. Ready? So let me just make sure that I'm live on the right page, okay? Shoot. You make me stronger. You make me stronger. Okay, let me do this again, okay? I'm gonna have to, I don't know why it's not live on the right page. Okay, let's try that again. We're gonna try that again because I was on the wrong page. So I want to get back on the right page, my public page. So let's try it again. So we try live. See where I went wrong. That's what happened. Okay, here we go. We're live. You make me stronger. Oh, oh, you make me stronger. Gracias, Jesús. God. Shout out to the US. You're my creator. Lord, you know my life. Seasons of breakthrough, seasons of trial. So I will seek you, you I will find. You're my strong tower, you I will hide. Hello, 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 everyone. Oh. 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 I'm just making sure that I'm seeing the live on Facebook. Let me just share it with a few friends. So I know who I am. I used to run the battle, but you made me strong. God strong and mighty. I am that I am. You make me stronger. Everybody could have been dead. But you said, the song that's playing in the background is by Kevin Downswell. You make me stronger. I want you to hear, he said, the things that you have been through. Many of you, you have a testimony. You've been through a lot. And now you're stronger. You're stronger. And it's time for you to exhale. It's time for you to say, you know, I've been through so much. God has brought me through so much, so much. And now this is my season where I'm ready to say, it's time for me to rejoice. Time for me to dance before the God. Time for me to be a walking testimony. Time for me to be a walking testimony. For me to share with others now. To pull someone up, you know. Someone who's down where I've been down. Someone who has been in the dark like I was dark. Tell them, you know what? Come meet a man. Come see a man. Come see that man. He was acquainted with grief. He was acquainted with sorrow. And I just did an Instagram live where I was sharing some nuggets on grief, overcoming grief, sharing a little bit of my testimony. But I'm just sharing this real quick. So on my other page here to make sure. You make me stronger. All right. Okay, I'm going to keep that on in case there's any questions or so forth. So I'll keep this page up because I'm going to zoom to Facebook. So we just got through with an Instagram live and it was really beautiful. I'm going to keep this up. I want to keep track of the different persons that are coming on. Yes. Oh. So I'll just wait a few minutes for others to come on. Oh. 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 Oh, welcome, welcome. I want to say a wonderful welcome this afternoon to Ian Deacon, Ian Batiste, Candace Douglas. Oh, let me just a second, okay? I'm getting a double feed. I want to say a wonderful welcome to Candace Douglas. Welcome to you. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time, and I would not be with you too long. So I am here because my spirit was alerted this morning, and I felt it so strong. And you know, when you feel something really strong in your spirit, you have to be obedient. Because if you're not obedient, what ends up happening is that whoever it is that you were supposed to reach, whoever it is that you were supposed to inspire, speak into their lives, bring them to that place of restoration or healing, bring them to the oasis, the place of their healing, the place where they can find their restoration. Guess what? Those people are not there. And you're not there, you're not in position. So we have to always be in the right place. And this morning in my time of devotion, I felt an overwhelming presence of the Lord. I felt a burst of his spirit, and I felt he was leading me to do some lives this morning. So I just did an Instagram live. Hello to my Instagram people, and I'm now on Facebook. So I want to say welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining in. I don't want to be here too long, but I wanted to share some little nuggets concerning overcoming grief. And I'm also celebrating the life and the memory of my beautiful auntie who is in heaven, who passed away 4 years ago, 2017. And I went through a deep season of grief and depression, so much sadness I went through in that time. And coming out of that place, God began to give me what I call new beginnings. And I entered into what I call my butterfly season, a season of joy, a season where where you're out of your cocoon. Because if you look at the life of a butterfly was in the cocoon before it became a butterfly. A butterfly was once a caterpillar crawling around on the ground. Welcome, Royalty Morgan. Welcome to you, my beautiful sis. Thank you for joining us. I won't be on here too long. I really don't want to keep you all. I do respect your time, but I want to say, as I was saying earlier, if you look at a caterpillar, no one really wants a caterpillar. Some people will step on a caterpillar. There's nothing about a caterpillar that we really love. But when that caterpillar goes into that season of being in a cocoon and goes through the process of metamorphosis, the process of change from the inside out, because we don't see it when it's in that hard casing where all of that great change is taking place. No one really sees you. No one really knows your name. No one really knows who you are, and people don't really care. You know what I mean, except your loved ones. But during that season where you go through in the cocoon stage, it's your processing time. It's a preparation time. And many of us, we have to allow God to take us through the season of being in a cocoon where he's breaking us down. He's breaking us down to build us back up. And many times, unfortunately, that time of being in the cocoon, it's a painful season. It's a season where we are depressed, we are broken. Some may have been through a horrible divorces. Some may have lost their children, lost their spouses, lost their mate. Lost loved ones. And God takes us through the process and he brings us out. Guess what? On the other side. So there's another side to pain. There's another side. I can I can sit here because I'm sitting, and I can say to you unreservedly, there is joy on the other side of sorrow. There is purpose on the other side of your pain. And there's hope on the other side of despair. So I want to repeat it again. There's joy on the other side of your sorrow. There's purpose on the other side of your pain. And there is absolute hope in the midst of your despair. So I want to encourage some of you to let you know this today. What you're going through now, it's a season. It's a season, it's a season, it's a season. It's a season that you would go through and you would have to bear it because God has you in his cocoon. And it's a place of limitation, because could you imagine the caterpillar? The caterpillar is cased in by this hard. So basically, the caterpillar could not run away because the caterpillar had to go through the process. And God would put you in that place, restrictive place. Come on now, a restrictive place, a place where you can't move much. So it's your season where you have to sit down, be very silent for a long time, because he's working on the inside of you. But when he gets through with you, guess what? And that casing breaks. And listen, the caterpillar has no power, no authority to break the cocoon. We don't know how long we have to stay in the oven. We don't know how long our cake is going to take to bake. Many times we want to tell God, God, well, I just want to be in here a month and I'm going to learn my lesson. But God said, no, you're not going to learn your lesson in 1 month. It's going to take you about 2 to 3 to 5 years for you to go through this process, because where I am taking you, son, where I'm taking you, daughter, I'm taking you to that place. And in that position, you will speak to kings, you will speak to queens, you will speak to executives, you will speak to royalty, to your majesties and your royal highnesses. These are the people that you're going to be speaking to. And as a result of that, I have to mold you. I have to put you in that cocoon. I have to put you in the fire. I have to put you in the oven, because I want you to be well done. I don't want you to be medium rare. I don't want you to be rare. I don't want you to be half baked. Amen. Thank you, brother. I'm just checking on my phone. Pruning season. Yes, brother Dixon, brother Batiste. Yes. Absolutely true. Your pruning season. You have to allow God to take you through that season. We try to avoid the season. We try to go around the season. We try to run away from the season. But ultimately, we have to face our seasons of pain, our seasons of hurt, our seasons of darkness, the dungeon places, the times when we kind of literally feel like we're in a prison because it's so restrictive. And could you imagine how restrictive being in that cocoon is for a caterpillar? A caterpillar goes through a season of restriction where it cannot move very far. It certainly can't fly. No wings yet. God bless you, my beautiful sister. Thanks for joining. No wings yet. You don't have wings. You can't fly. And you're certainly not beautiful. People don't even look at you because it's like, I could just crush this caterpillar under my feet. Your season is not here yet. But don't be afraid, because let me tell you something. God knows our season. God knows where he wants to take us, and God knows how he's going to make us and what he wants to make us into, because he's the potter and we are the clay. So I'm just here to tell you, the cocoon stage is your season of preparation. And that's the season where you're going to be restricted, but you're going to be learning, you're going to be growing. It's the hard place. And sometimes we have to be in a hard place for God to take us into our next season. And I'm saying all this to share my testimony, because I wanted to do something special today. Like I said, I was in my time of devotion and I felt it strong to come on here. So this is for somebody. And it may be some other persons who will be watching on the replay. Watch, come on now. I don't know. Some of you who might be here, it's probably for you, or maybe for your family members. There might be a relative you know. So you can go ahead and share the live. Your season of pain is for purpose. Your season of despair is going to turn into hope. Your season of sorrow is going to turn to joy. And I had such a season. Today is the 2nd of March, 2021. My auntie who passed away, our dear Ai, well, Joan knows her, our auntie, Ai, who we lovingly call Ai. She left us suddenly in 2017, in January of 2017. But today would have been her birthday. And we celebrated with her. She didn't like too much, she was old school, so but we always tried to do something special because we loved her, we appreciated her, we served her, we wanted her to live to 100 and more. We wanted that she would never go away. Oh yes, brother Deacon Batiste, you know her very much. Thank you, brother. And when she left us, because sometimes when people leave you suddenly, listen, it's the suddenly that really breaks you, if somebody is ailing, and even if they're ailing, it hurts. Okay, so you're preparing yourself, you're preparing your mind, saying, okay, might not be around this person, they may be leaving us soon, they're going on to their eternal home, but with her, it wasn't like that. I mean, she took in sick. She was gone in 9 days. And I want to tell you this, I was left devastated to the point where I got very ill. And as a result of my illness, my movement was restricted. I could have hardly walked. I know Deacon Batiste could attest to this because he saw how I was. I didn't come out of my house. I came out of my house 1 day a week, which was to go to church. And that was a procedure because I couldn't get dressed on my own. I mean, you see me now, amen, just doing this. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. I couldn't put on my clothes, couldn't put on my pants. I couldn't put on none of that. I mean, I was in a state. And I thank God for my husband. My husband, he washed, he cooked, he ironed, he did everything. Thank God he loves to cook. He's a chef. He loves to cook. Then there was a young lady and her husband who came every day, Sister Hadassah Banadi and Sharif Banadi, and they were a great support to me. So they would be here with me, and I was so broken. And sometimes when you're going through grief, it's not, you don't really need sometimes people to just talk and tell you, don't cry. Don't cry. The person is gone already. You don't know how that person is feeling. You don't know what that person is experiencing at that time. And that's where you have to use wisdom, because in your situation, you don't know if you have to lose a mom or a dad or someone that is extremely close to you. Like I said, my auntie raised me from 2 months, if I didn't mention it before. So it was like losing a mom. So I had two moms. I was so blessed to have two moms in this life. So to me, it was devastating, and I went into depression. So they would be here, but many times she wouldn't say much. She would just be here. She would whatever I needed, because honey child, let me tell you something. I could have hardly get when I. It took me so long to get up from the chair, and when I had to sit down, I had to sit down slow, because my knees were swollen, they were stiff and in pain. So it was three things going on: shoulders, neck, everywhere. So I was in a state. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that grief brings on illness. Grief brings on illness. Stress brings on illness. If any of you Just a second. If any of you have ever experienced deep grief, sometimes you go into some serious, you get into some illness, because your body is so open, your spirit is open, your body is open, your immune system is open. Remember, when stress comes in, it affects your immune system. And I believe in my case, that's what happened. It affected my immune system, and I was just in a state, okay? But through it all, I would say that was my cocoon stage. Hi, Sister Erlen. Thanks for joining, my dear friend. Thank you for joining us. So during that time, I learned many lessons and I came out of it on the other side. Today is the 2nd of March. There are no tears. For many years, on her birthday, like today, I would be crying. Honestly, I'm going to share this with you. People didn't see me crying, but I would be crying. I would be crying. I cried for a long time. I cried for many nights and many days and many years. I cried on these special occasions. But today I'm smiling. I'm feeling joyful because I thank God for the time that we had with her. I thank God for the seasons that we spent with her. I thank God for her smile. I thank God, I was sharing on Instagram, she was a dressmaker. She loved to make clothing. She would be on her sewing machine. I remember growing up and seeing her at the sewing machine. She made my clothing. So I was telling you, I had custom made clothing. And people talk about custom made clothing. But in the Caribbean, a lot of us know about custom made clothing because we have a lot of dressmakers here. And I know in the US does as well, other places. But that's what happened. She would just make my clothing. I would draw out some stuff. We would buy the material, the fabric. And so I want to thank God for this woman. She was a lovely cook. She was a devoted wife to my uncle. She could cook up a storm. She was a great housemaker. And plus, she was a businesswoman. She was a wonderful dressmaker. And today I'm celebrating. I have my little glass here. So I'm gonna give her cheers to her, okay? I'm sorry, I should have told you guys to get your glasses. I'm sorry. So cheers to my auntie. And I'm gonna take a sip and I'm gonna say, I thank God for her life, I thank God for her love, and I thank God for her legacy. But to those of you who are here, and I know that we're in 2021, but let me tell you something, 2020 was an awful, awful year for a lot of people. It was awful, but it was also, it was challenging, but it came out to be a year where many people started their businesses. Many people realized they had so many talents because guess what? You're out of work, you had to survive, you had to start something. So I've seen you would not believe, so many people have started their businesses. People are doing some stuff that they never thought they would do coming out of COVID. So, we have to still thank God. So in my case, I want to give God thanks for that season in 2020. But many of you, as I was saying a short while ago, you have lost your loved ones, and you know someone who have lost loved ones, even to COVID. A lot of people did not make it in 2020, and it was a sudden. We had older people, we had younger people, we had children that passed on, and their families are still dealing with it. Now, how do you deal with that pain? How do you deal with that pain? How do you deal with the fact that you began the year and then this plague? I call it a plague because the Bible talks about plagues, and we're seeing it happen. We are living it, okay? We are living it. We are living in the season of plagues. The Bible talks about it, talks about the plagues in the book of Revelation. Here comes this plague out of nowhere. God knew it was coming. None of us knew. And it's almost like a wave. It's almost like this storm that swept through the nation, swept through the lands and took our loved ones away. And here we are in 2021 and we're still dealing with the pain. So I shared my testimony to let you know that you might be in a season of sorrow right now, but I want you to know you're going to have joy and you're going to come out on the other side. And just as I shared, I want to turn the volume down a little lower. Just as I shared on the Instagram live, I want you to understand grief is a process. It's a process. It's a process. It's not an overnight thing. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and just, wow, bam, I'm over it. And those of you who have lost your parents or loved ones, I know many of you on here, you probably you've lost one of your parents or both, and you know the sadness that you have experienced. It's a process. Allow yourself to go through the process. Allow God to take you through the process. And as I was sharing it on Instagram, the one who has designed you, the one who knows you on the inside out, who sees every tear. And the Bible talks about him putting our tears in a bottle. I mean, could you imagine God putting our tears in a bottle? Could you imagine how much God cares about us that he puts our tears in a bottle? That's so amazing to me. I mean, that is amazing. That is just totally amazing to me. And I believe that because he's putting our tears in a bottle, he knows every tear that you're going to shed from the day that you have lost your loved one to the time when you're going to come out of it. And God wants to take you through. And Isaiah 53 talks about Christ, our Lord, being a man that is acquainted with grief. And I want you to read that scripture. He's a man of sorrows and he's acquainted with grief. That means every pain and every sadness that we could ever go through, he already took it for us. He went through it for us. He took our pain, he took our suffering in his body. And the Bible talks about it. He is acquainted with grief. So you need to go to the one who is acquainted with grief, the one who can connect you to the one who is your source of healing, because he knows he's been there. Oh, hi. Hi, Emma. Thanks for joining us. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to see you. God bless you. Yes. So I'm just encouraging, today our dear Ai, she would have been 96 years today. So I'm just celebrating the memory of her. She This would have been her birthday. We would have been celebrating. And I came on here just to encourage others because Emma, we know that a lot of people passed on in New York and in Brooklyn, in Boston, all those places lost a lot of people. A lot of people died in Italy, in India, in Africa, all over this world. Trinidad and Tobago, all over this world, we lost people. And as a result of that, remember when people are gone, they have left others behind. They have left a sister, a brother, a husband, a wife, a child. They have left people who have to pick up the pieces without them. And in a state with COVID-19, many people couldn't bury their dead. So you had no finality to the death. Oh my goodness. Now that's where it gets serious because a burial, a funeral is something official where you have time to say your goodbyes, to really time to just to that sense of finality, a sense of saying, okay, this is the body of my loved one. They have already gone on, and I'm saying an official goodbye. But many persons didn't have that option. They did not have that option. And this is the reality that we're living with in today. So we have to remember our fellow humankind, those who are alive. We may not know them personally, but we have to remember them in prayer. We have to lift up a prayer and we have to say, Father, those who have been affected and touched by this tragedy, I want you to heal their heart. I want you to mend their hearts and I want you to make them whole again. And like I was saying, grief is a process. So don't think it's an overnight thing. You're not going to get over it overnight. And one of the things I was saying on Instagram is take it one day at a time. One day at a time. One day at a time. Don't look at the big picture and say, how am I going to survive 5 years down the line? How am I going to live through? How am I going to survive through the anniversary if you've lost a spouse? How am I going to make it when that anniversary time comes around? How am I going to make it when the children's their birthday parties and uh, graduation time or weddings of our children? How are we going to make it? How are we going to make it through our loved ones, their birthdays, special occasions? So I wanted to share that with you. So just as how I'm on here today on the 2nd of March, I really felt led to do something special on Facebook. I want to encourage you On the anniversary of your loved one's death, on the anniversary of your loved one's birthdays, anniversary, special occasions, do something special, something substantial, something where you can honor their memory. You can plant a tree in your loved one's memory. Watch that tree grow. You can gather your family together, have a get together with your family, a nice fellowship, have a wonderful celebration, celebrate their life and their love. That is a wonderful way to bring family together. Have lots of food, play some games, have a time of prayer. If you want to have a family prayer time, it can be a memorial where you remember their uh, welcome, welcome Sheldon Wilson. Thank you for joining us today, talking about overcoming grief, entering into your new season of joy, season of dancing, season of exhaling. So I was saying you can have a time of a great time of a great wonderful time. You can plan a weekend getaway, a nice getaway during that season. You can plan a girlfriend's getaway or a guy's getaway or family outing. You say, okay, we're going to go on a trip and it's going to be during the time of our anniversary where we're celebrating this person's death. Because a lot of time when people die, we have a lot of regrets. And I have to pause here because I know we have a lot of regrets because we say, oh my God, I wanted to take them on this trip. I wanted to go on a cruise. And we keep planning and planning, wanted to take them to Israel. I wanted to take them to Africa. I wanted to go on a Mediterranean cruise with them. I wanted to go on a European tour. Wanted to take them on a US tour. But guess what? They're gone now. So you know what I would encourage you to do? You plan that trip. You plan that trip. Plan the cruise, plan the tour, plan everything that you were planning to do with your loved one. Go ahead and do it. You know, Nike say, just do it, just do it. Just do it. Now we are in COVID now. So plan it for 2022, 2023. Say 2 years out, 3 years out, I'm going on that cruise. And I know even though your loved one would not be physically with you, but listen, it's going to help you to release. It's going to help you to be stronger. So that's one of the ways. And one of the things I was saying earlier, don't, on Instagram actually, don't turn to temporary fixes. A lot of people, that's what they do. When you're in pain, and as I was sharing a little earlier here on this slide, we don't want to go through the season where God is preparing us and where He wants to heal the inside because it's so painful. But you have to allow God to go in and do the inner workings, the workings from the inside out, the workings where you 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 would come out stronger, where you can say, girlfriend, come, let's go. I've been through this. I've bought the t-shirts and now I'm ready to help you up. I know what you're going through because I've been through. I've been through this and I've been through, that place and I know what you're going through. So come on, we're going to walk together. I'm going to encourage you. And many of you, that's what you're going to be doing. But if you avoid going through the process, you're going to keep going in a cycle of hurt, cycle of abuse. You're going to be looking for love. Some people, what they do, they turn to a relationship to fill that void. Guess what? No one can fill that void. That person is gone. So listen, allow yourself to be healed before you can even attach yourself to another human being. Another thing we look to do is turn to things like alcohol, drugs, anything that can alter our state of consciousness. We want to get that high, but guess what? When you finish with the high, when you up here and you go finish the high, you crash. There's a immediate crash. Bam, you're faced with the same problems that you had before. The hurt and the pain comes back even stronger. So that's not the solution. So my recommendation to you today is you can seek counseling. You can seek a professional counselor. I do counsel now. You can inbox me. You can go to, there's some support groups. There's grief support groups. Look in your city, in your neighborhood for a grief support groups. A lot of churches have grief support. Look for that. Google it up. Google say. Okay, so if you live in Canada, Google grief support group. If you live in New York, grief support. In California, if you live in Trinidad and Tobago, look for a grief support group in your area. A lot of churches have grief support. Hello, Sister Gloria. Thanks for joining us, sis. Blessings to you. Look for a grief support group, or seek a group of people or someone. Reach out to someone. You can also go to your pastor. Many pastors are trained in pastoral counseling, so they can counsel you and walk you through that process. Once again, you can go to a counselor, a Christian counselor, a professional counselor who can help you through that process. Blessings to you, Victoria. Thanks for joining. So grief, like I said, I don't think it's something that should be walked alone. I think the more you isolate yourself during the seasons of grief, it can be tougher for you. So my recommendation, as I said, my little piece of advice is to always connect with people who can be a support to you. And like I said, it's not always someone who will just be talking. Sometimes when you're going through the hardest places, honestly, there is absolutely nothing that anybody could really say, because they can't bring back your loved one. And when you're going through that season, you want them to come back. You want things to be the way they were before, but life is moving on, and you have to face the reality. Okay, my life is moving on. They are a part of my future, not a part of my past. And as the Bible said, we don't grieve like everyone else. We have a hope and we have a future. We have to know that we're going to see our loved ones once again in the New Jerusalem. Come on now. In the New Jerusalem, we're going to see them and we're going to have a wonderful time. It's going to be so beautiful. So we have something to hold on to. There's an anchor here. And that's why I said there's someone who experienced deep grief. And that's how they said he was acquainted with grief and he was a man of sorrows. Jesus was mocked, he was beaten, he was bruised, he was spat upon. He took the 39 stripes. They, they executed him, okay, basically on that stake, on that cross. And he took it all for each and every one of us, for me and for you. And like I said, there's a scripture where God bottles up all our tears. And he knows everything that we're going through. He knows us inside out. He knows us like a book. He reads us, X-ray, open. We can't hide from him. So firstly, your first point of contact should be your anchor, the one who can really do that inner working of healing. Because even though you go through counseling, they're going to walk you through the process. But when you go home and you're alone, if it is that your loved one has left you and you're living alone, that's not easy. You're going to have to go through that process and you're going to have to hold on to your anchor. And that anchor is Christ Jesus. And I give him to you today because listen, that's who took me through. As much as my husband was there, God bless him for his support. The people who were coming every day, Hadassah and her husband, other people who were supporting me, like Pastor Indra and my dear sister Urena Placid, um, wonderful people from Valley Kingdom Ministries, the deacon, and they're praying for me. Sister Gloria, Sister Erlin, praying for me. Thank God. My Apostle Wayne Andrews, and his family, and the church members. I mean, people who were really in my corner. As much as people were praying, and thank God for the prayer, I had to walk through. They talk about you walking through the valley of the shadow of death. You're not in death, but you're walking through that shadow. There's a shadow over you, you know? And even Psalm 18, as he gave me that psalm during my time of grief, where it talks about, that, the sorrows of death, were around me. It was around me. So I had to deal with it. So I am here to tell you, don't be alone in that season. Seek out the right people, seek out the right counsel. Uh, if you have a best friend, go out, get out, get some fresh air, take lots of exercise, make sure you stay hydrated. These are some of the practical things. Oatmeal is good to eat. Oatmeal is something that I've learned with counseling. Oatmeal is recommended for persons who are going through grief. They say, oh, oatmeal is like a feel-good food. Oatmeal has some things in it. They have some chemicals in it that it's made up of that actually helps you to feel better. Oh, hi, my brother. Hi, Jared. Thanks for joining. Oatmeal is one of the things I would recommend for people who are going through grief because it actually, they call it the feel good food. You know, it does something inside of you. So it's recommended for those who are going through depression and grief. Hi, 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 Dahalia Batson Ford. Thanks for joining us. Blessings to you. So I want to recommend these things. So some of the points that I made earlier, I know some of you were just joining us. I was talking about overcoming grief. I don't know if any of you have been through it recently. I know some of you probably have been through it. We were talking about those who have lost their family members, loved ones to the during the COVID-19 season, and it's been tough. It's been tough. It's been horrid. It's been challenging. Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Deacon Batiste. Yes, exercising is critical. Yes, for your mental well-being, physical well-being, overall general health, exercise I would recommend, especially during that time of grief. Get your body moving, get your circulation going, eating well, fresh air. Sometimes when people are going through grief, they want to be just enclosed in a dark room with the with the, with the curtains drawn dark because they want to feel just as how they're feeling, you know, but it's time to come out and get that fresh air. Have picnics, go out with friends. Like I said, go on to some support groups. Try to get onto a grief support group. Connect with a good counselor. Don't turn to the temporary fixes like alcohol and drugs. A lot of people try to escape, but when you try to escape and you go on that high, like I said, you crash and you still have your problems. Why don't you go and turn to the master, the healer, the great physician who can go, he's going to go in. He's going to basically go in and he's going to fix you from the inside out. So when you come out of your grief, you're going to be whole. You know, we want to be whole. We don't just want to be healed, we want to be whole. We want to be whole people so that we can sit and talk to others, you know, like we're doing today. And many of you, God has so much for you to do, but you have to go through your cocoon stage. You have to go through the process. He wants to take you through that process. So I was just on here. I wanted to share that with you today. And God has been so good. And I want to say a big blessing and a shout out to Yafa Beautiful. It's a group that I'm on. I bought this lipstick from her, from Dr. Kana Sway. She's the founder of that. She has her business and she has wonderful, lovely lipsticks. And I'm wearing one of her brand today. And she's on Facebook as Yafa, Y-A-F-A. So you can check it out. Y-A-F-A, Yafa, Simply Beautiful. That's the name. Yafa, Simply Beautiful. So check her out. So I love this lipstick so much. And I, you know, I love to support other businesswomen. And we are celebrating Women's History. I know we just celebrated Black History Month in February. Now, this month I've come to understand is the Women's History Month. So shout out and a high five to all of my beautiful sisters. I want to encourage you out there. I know many of you have been through a lot. Those of you who are going through abuse, grief, depression, like I said, connect, stay connected. The isolation is what the enemy wants to do to you. He wants to keep you isolated so that you would not come to your place of healing, but you have to connect. You have to connect with your source of healing, your source, your oasis, and that is Jesus Christ. So these earrings are handmade by Whitney James, and aren't they beautiful? And I call them handmade with love, and she also made these. So I think it's just beautiful. I love wearing this. This is actually one of my favorite pairs of earrings. Yes, and I'm not just saying that. I really love it. Um, she called it the Independence Collection because we're from Trinidad and Tobago, and it's red, white, and black. That's the Trinidad flag, and it's her Independence Collection. And She gave this to me and I cherish it. I love to wear it whenever I'm wearing red or anything that it will match with. And I want to show you my t-shirt today. Now, this one is not for sale because this one is unique. I had this custom made actually. It says My First Love Jesus, and it's based on my first book, which I have here. And I didn't really come on to talk about books and all that stuff today, but I have it here. I just said, if I do decide to. That's my first book, and I have it in Spanish also. Okay? And I don't even know if I'm going to read. I was thinking about reading just an excerpt of it for you. I might, but just encouraging you today. So this is the t-shirts. I have some other t-shirts. I'll probably have to share my screen. I'll do it in 2 minutes because I really don't want to keep you guys on here long. But so this is the My First Love book, and it's a beautiful book. It's available on Amazon, and I know Mother's Day is coming up, and some of you may want to be a blessing. And it can be a book you can encourage others with it also because it's an inspirational and transformational book. It has been a blessing to many lives, and I think it's going to be a blessing to your loved ones. Those of you who maybe have dealing with grief, I would say reading is a good way to counteract that and to bring you into that place of healing. So all of these steps, I hope that what I said was helpful to you, taking it one day at a time, staying on your anchor, going to your healer, your great physician, Jesus Christ, who is your anchor, not turning to the temporary fixes who can just take you on a trip, but then bring you right back down. And you're still broken, you're still hurt, you're still messed up. um, Grief share, go on those trips by all means. Do something special on those anniversary dates like today. As I'm doing this is my contribution. And I say, you know what, Lord, you have brought me through so much. I want to help somebody. I want to help someone who's out there today who is going through or who will go through and may see this life 10 years down the line because it's going to be there. And they would need to know that yeah, we had a meltdown. We had an internet meltdown. I apologize. Let me put this on my phone. So I really won't be with you long. Like I said, I don't even know. I need to keep track of my time because I do go on and on. So I'm really, oh my God, it's too long. Okay, listen, let me wrap this up. I don't want to keep you guys on. So this is chapter 3. I'll just share, let me share a small portion, okay? So let me share I'm going to just share the beginning of chapter 3. Um, at the age of 12 years old, I was in high school or secondary school, as we call it in the Caribbean. And thankfully, we had religious instructions once per week. Yep. Our regular teacher did not come that special day, but there was a substitute teacher who came. She was a short lady of Indian descent, wearing spectacles, and she gave us the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. This lady was so filled with the Spirit of God that when she told us of the amazing love of God and how he sent his only begotten Son, Jesus the Messiah, to die on the cross in our place for our sins that he did not commit, and how he's coming back again, my heart was so overwhelmed. I was convicted of my sins, and I realized how much my Heavenly Father loved me. And that was my experience at 12 years young. And listen, this book has been a blessing to me. I sometimes sit and read it again, again and again. There were some people who told me that they read it 3 times. Some people told me they read it in one night. They read it over and over in one night. I mean, we had lots of tremendous testimonies from it. And I want to give God thanks just to be obedient, to know that, okay. And some of you who are writing your books now, I want you to just go ahead and finish those books because there are many that are waiting to experience your book. People are waiting. People are waiting. Those that you have to reach, they are waiting to experience your book. So I wanted to encourage you. I also have Mi Primer Amor. This is the Spanish version of it. And also we have a launch coming up, which is my new book, which we've been working on this for quite some time, since 2015. Basically, it's been some years, and this one is the Spanish version. Mi primer amor. Mi libro en español, el nombre es Mi primer amor. So just sharing that with you. Next time I'll probably give you a little excerpt from the new book coming out of Lodabar, which is coming up soon. And like I said, let's see if I can share my screen. Just a second, okay? Let me make an attempt here because I'm not sure. Trying to make an attempt here, okay? So I'm sharing my screen, and I wanted to share just a little bit of the book with you. This is the book that is coming out, and I just want to share a few words with you, okay? It says, we can be rescued from a toxic environment, but that environment may still be on the inside of us. As we delve into the life of differently abled and orphan Mephibosheth, we clearly see the scars of rejection and fear locked up in his childhood, which caused him to respond negatively to King David in his adulthood. Our locations may change for the better, but if we don't remove the toxic seeds that were planted and the false labels that were branded upon us, we will forever be imprisoned in a mental Lodabar. So this is just to say that so many persons have been through so much trauma in their lives, and they need to come out of that place. I'm just sharing a little bit. I want to share a little bit from the store, because the brand, this store, this online store all began, well, it began some years ago, but I just wanted a few t-shirts. It was nothing big. But everything just began to expand in 2020 during the time of COVID. And that's what I said. God can make rivers in a desert, and God can bring water out of a dry place. You know, in the midst of COVID, everything began to change. And I want to say thank God for a lady by the name of Crystal Lee. I call her the T-shirt queen, and she really encouraged me through YouTube videos. I've never met her personally, but because of her YouTube videos, I was able to learn so much more and just got that push. You know, sometimes you need those midwives that can come alongside you and just say, push, girl, you go on, girl, you go on. So she was just talking to me. I really heard her speaking to me, and I felt like she was speaking directly to me, and she encouraged me, and I went on and I was able to start this online store. So we have a wonderful collections. You can check it out at shopwithangela.p.com. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now, because I want to say what I was saying before. When I came out of my cocoon, I felt like I was in my butterfly season. And as a result of being in my butterfly season, I felt that I was walking into this whole new season, a season of new beginnings. You know, sometimes when you've been through extended illness, pain and sadness and brokenness, you just want a moment to exhale. You want a moment where you can say, oh, yes, I can breathe again. I can live again. I can dance again. And was the season. This is the season where I am now. God has brought me from that season of sorrow into joy, a season of great peace, great love, great just excitement, and just give thanksgiving. And coming out of that season now, he began to really minister to me concerning, you know, expanding and just going ahead and doing the online store. So voila, we have shopwithangela.p.com. It was a lot of hard work, but to God be the glory. And I want to encourage all of you who want to start your businesses, go ahead and just obey God and just be fruitful and multiply, because the kingdom of God needs the finances. Okay. So here we have 50 Free and Fabulous. This is our 50 Free and Fabulous collection. Now we have a special collection, and the reason why that collection is so special is because when I turned 50, like I said, that's when my whole changes and everything began to change. And I wanted to have something that I could connect with. And I connected with the butterfly. Would you believe? I connected with the butterfly because I felt as though the butterfly was the experience of a butterfly is what I experienced. I felt like I was in my caterpillar season. I went into that dark cocoon, that place of restriction, and then I came out this butterfly that is flying and able to help others and beautify the world and pollinate the world. You know, butterflies, they pollinate, they help in the process of pollination. So I hope you guys can see. I think I'm still seeing. Just a second, okay? I think I know what happened. Let me share again. I thought you could have seen the store, but I realized that you won't see in the store. So it's a good thing I'm watching on my phone. So let me share it, okay? I'm seeing it, but you won't see it, okay? Okay. So like I was saying, this is the 50 Free and Fabulous collection, and it's a brand which connects with your new season. So you have to go on and read everything. It says, finally, a brand which connects with my new season. The 50 Free and Fabulous collection was designed exclusively for the woman over 50 who has crossed over into her finest season of them all. And would you believe the butterfly season is the adult stage of the caterpillar's lifespan? But it's a most beautiful season. So I want to encourage those of you who are over 50, over 60, over 70, high five to you because you're in your most beautiful season. And I can call out some beautiful women on here that I know, like my sister Joan, Emma, uh, Erlyn, some of you beautiful ladies. I mean, you are in your finest season. You're in your beautiful season. So even our deacon, he is in his best season of life. He is in his wonderful season where he's able to give himself to God and give himself to ministry at this time. So the woman who needs to know she's still beautiful, attractive, and relevant. A lot of times, as you get older, you tend to think you're not relevant anymore. You say, you know, what do I have to offer? But I'm here to tell you, you have a whole lot to offer. Okay? And the minute you just ask God to take you into that season, God is gonna show you your worth and your value and all that you have to give. So I'm just sharing some stuff. This is a 50 Free and Fabulous collection. We have home decor, we have lots of stuff. We have hoodie dresses with our brand 50 Free and Fabulous. I'm just clicking on one at random. I love this one. This is an eco-friendly hoodie. It's a hoodie dress. And for those of you who are eco-conscious, let me look at the description here. They said it's an eco-friendly hoodie dress. It's made of, just a second, something is blocking here. It's made of 85% organic ring spun comb cotton and 15% recycled polyester. Okay, so it's a hoodie dress. And then we have the neon design in the hoodie dress as well. Let me pull that one up. This is one of our newer designs. Put a little closer. Very, very beautiful, 50 Free and Fabulous. But we have something for all ages. And even those of you who are over 50, you don't have to restrict yourself to just 50 Free and Fabulous. Guess what? We who are over 50, we can wear anything in the store. We can do the 50 Free and Fabulous. We can wear the Free and Fabulous. We have Free and Fabulous also. So these are just, listen, these are just some of it. I want to encourage you, just go on shopwithangela.p.com. Mother's Day is coming up. And because of the COVID, you know, some of the delivery times have slowed down. So I want you guys to get some of your stuff for Mother's Day. Keep checking for different discounts and sales that are going to be coming up because you don't want, you want to get your gifts to your mother, to your grandmother, your great grandmother, your auntie, for yourself. Sometimes you have to just buy a gift for yourself. You want to get it in time, okay? So let me show you this one. So this one is a, there was something else I was saying I have to make sure I put on. Oh, that was the hat. Okay. So let's go to the regular. We have a winter collection for those who are living in the really cold countries. You know, we're in winter now. And listen, people in the Caribbean, we're getting some cold weather as well. And a lot of people in the Caribbean, they are saying they want hoodies. You know, people like people like hoodies everywhere in this world. So we have hoodies and we have beanies. Okay, we have the kids also. Let me just pull this one up. This one is the Free and Fabulous. So any age can wear this. This one is very, very popular. See this one here. Okay, let me show you this. We have lots of colors. I love this green. I'm showing you real quick because I don't want to keep you guys on here too long again. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I came on here. I said, okay, I'm just going to be on here 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'm gone. You know, I respect your time. Okay, so we have the pink. I love pink, but I love that green. My goodness. Don't you? Which color do you guys like the most? Oh yes, thank you, Deacon. I love that. Yes, yes. Men, you can get beautiful. You can get these gifts for your wives. Show them how much you appreciate them. So we have Free and Fabulous. This is a pink. Love the pink. And let me show you what else we have. We have kids. We don't have much for kids. We just have the kids hoodie. So it will be something that you can look into. And we have some colors. I love this blue. Let me show this. Yeah, look at that. Wow, that is awesome. My goodness, love the color. Love that blue. So that's the young little darlings, the young little princesses. We love that. So let's go to the others. We have hoodie dress, we have sweaters, we have other hoodies. I mean, you would have to go on. I want you to go on, take your time, look through the store. If you have like a tablet or a laptop, you can get it on a larger screen. But if it's just your phone, then that's fine. But you know, the larger screen, you can get the whole experience. You know, I want you to get the whole experience because it's so beautiful. We have bomber jackets. Here we go, bomber jackets, Free and Fabulous bomber jackets. Well, let me pull up one. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And I think this one comes in two colors. This is the other color. I love this one as well. I love them all actually. We have some hats. We have some bucket hats like what I have on here, similar to this one. We have some bucket hats. Here it is. It says Free and Fabulous. Here it is. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I really, really love it. It's so beautiful. So just want to encourage you, whether you're under 50 or over 50, you can find something. We're going to have, oh yes, I want to show you, we have a few men's stuff, not much, but we're going to have some more coming up for the Father's Day season. So be on the lookout, ladies, for that. Let's see. So these can be, for those of you who love the couples, here we go, matching. It's really nice. We have the sweaters. This says My First Love. This was based off of the book. This says My First Love established 2021. These are actually embroidered. Let me get, I love the red. Let me pull it up a little closer. See? It says my first love established 2021. Right? So that's really beautiful. Then we have like a beautiful blue. I love this blue. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful. We have the regular t-shirt, which, let me get to that real quick. This one says my first love Jesus, which is like what I have on this t-shirt here, but these are embroidered. Okay, so I love this blue. That's one of my favorite. Let me show. Oh, I think my internet is a bit slow, so it's taking a while to come up. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So you have two embroidered. You have one that says my first love Jesus, and one says my first love established 2021. So it's up to you which one you want to purchase, but these are male or female. So we do have something for the men. The men, you're not left out at all, and we're going to have some more stuff, okay? In the upcoming weeks. I wouldn't even say months, upcoming weeks. We have the sweater which says my first love Jesus, and this is a unisex sweatshirt, so men can wear this as well. So we have the like a burgundy color. And yeah, wonderful stuff here. I love this color as well. So when you go on, you can just choose as you go on. There'll be a little box which says the different colors. So whichever color you want to purchase, you just click that little box like I'm clicking now, and it will change. And then the sizes are to the right, and you can make sure you can, well, some of them you would see a chart. Some of them have a chart, but this one is pretty much, small, medium, large, and that's it. But some of the other products I've seen, we have a chart as well, so which can assist you in choosing the right size. Okay, so yeah, this is it here. So like I said, it connects with your new season. So it's not just it's not just a store just selling stuff. It has a meaning behind it. It has a story behind it, and it's all about connecting with your new season. These are the bathing suits. We're getting ready for summer, aren't we? We're ready for that beautiful warm weather. This is the bathing suit so far, and we may be having some more as we get closer to summertime. And those of you in the Caribbean, it's forever summer, so you can certainly take advantage of this one. See, it's free and fabulous. Very beautiful. Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I want to encourage you all. Like I said, those of you who have been through grief or who have had close family members who are going through grief, just, take with you this prayer to know that God knows everything that you're going through, and He's there with you in the dungeon, in the dark places, in the midnight hour, in the dry places, and He wants to heal your heart. You just open your heart to Him and allow Him to go in and do that inner working on the inside of you. And know that Jesus is the great physician, and He loves you more than anyone else can ever love you. He knows you inside out, and He sees you. He is right there with you. He sees you, and He connects with you because He was acquainted with grief, and He's there to heal your heart and to bring you out with a great shout where you'll be able to encourage others. And so I thank each and every one of you for just tarrying with me. And I hope that something that was said or shown today was an encouragement. So I want to wish you a wonderful rest of the day. And Friday, most likely, we'll have another Instagram live from my backyard. I've been doing these Instagram lives from my backyard. I don't know, maybe I'll have it on Facebook, not too sure. But I've been just started about 2 weeks now. It's been really nice. Missed last week. I missed last week. So, but thank you so much. May God bless you. And we're gonna have another drink. Like I said, we're celebrating my, my precious auntie. She would have been 96 today, celebrating her life and her memory, giving God great thanks for her. And celebrate your loved ones, okay? So God bless each and every one of you. Until we meet again, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Shalom. And that's peace to you. Bye. I have to end it. Oh, have a great day, guys. Bless you. Love each and every one of you. Blessings to you.